3.
And also with circulation vein support, in summer is when most people struggle the most. So it's a real opportunity to see the impact of the product.
Makes sense.
And the reason why we're doing omega-3, I wanted to do it, spend more time, but we'll try to talk about these tomorrow.
Okay.
The reason why we're doing it before healthy hair, skin, and nails is a critical part of the radiance of our skin, the radiance and luster of our hair, is having a healthy composition of omega-3, of fatty acids in our body. There's no more healthy composition of omega-3s. There's a little bowl on the counter here, and we all think, oh, I was just looking at the bowl there, that if you just shine the camera there,
look at how pretty.
If you know what fat looks like from a steak or from bacon or things like that, if you're going to have fat that's going to be on your hair and on your skin, that's going to make it look glow and shiny and beautiful, do you want it to be omega-3 fats, or do you want it to be the saturated fat from bacon or a steak or something like that?
This is the good stuff. This is the good fat.
So I think it's very important. We all talk about the benefits of omega-3s because it's what our retina is made of in our eye. It's what the brain is a fatty structure. So the benefits are so obvious and important for our health in terms of those structures. But even in terms of vanity, even in terms of the beauty of these tissues, omega-3s are inescapably important. So it's just very important to think about it, because I think sometimes, some of us, are more inspired when it comes to how we look than it comes to how our heart might function or our brain or eyes might function. But when it comes to omega-3s, you don't have to choose. It supports our beauty. It also supports the health of our heart, our brain, our eyes.
Amazing. I want to show you what the choices are real quickly here.
Big savings for birthday.
For sure. I mean, here, check it out. You can do a 30, a 60, a 180, or a 360. Here's where we normally have our pricing, and here is the birthday pricing. As Xander points out, wow, $50 off, the largest choice. So if you're going here, this is a good day to do it. $25, $10, or $6 off, depending on the size you're thinking about. But it's an awesome omega-3. One of the greatest things about this omega-3 product, besides the fact that it just works so beautifully, is that it absolutely, unequivocally does not taste fishy at all. There is zero fishy aftertaste whatsoever. So when you take it, it's just a pleasure. And if you've ever had a bad experience with a fish oil product, you know that story. They repeat on you, they taste fishy. It's just totally unpleasant, and nobody wants to feel that way about taking their vitamins. So when you take an Andrew Lessman product, and specifically his fish oil, his omega-3 fish oil product, you know that you don't even have to think about having those weird fishy aftertastes that unfortunately come along with a lot of other fish oil products. On top of that, a lot of the products out there, again, not all omega-3 products are created equal. It's talked about a lot in health magazines, beauty magazines. You hear a lot of people talking about omega-3 because I think we all understand the health benefits of it. But if you're going to spend your money on omega-3 product, you want to be sure you're getting the proper amounts of the actual omega-3s, because fish oil does not equal omega-3. The omega-3 has to be extracted from the fish oil, but a lot of times they don't explain that to you when you're buying these in a grocery store or somewhere else, and you're not getting the same benefits, you're not getting the same product.
What we'll often say is 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams of fish oil omega-3s. It's 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams of fish oil, only delivering about 250 or 300 milligrams of omega-3. So it's a small amount of omega-3s. What I have here is I have 4 capsules. 2 of these are huge. Another one is huge and dark. One of them's small. Guess which one gives the most omega-3s? This one. Guess which one gives more of the DHA we all want and need? This one. And guess which one is mine? This one. Guess which one has no fishy aftertaste? This one. So, and guess which one, again, our omega-3s are all third-party environmentally certified. So when we're making our omega-3s, we're not damaging the environment. We're not fishing in inappropriate areas at inappropriate times of year when fish are spawning or things like that. So you can be confident that not only you're getting the purest in terms of there's no heavy metals, no contamination, but you're getting omega-3s that are going to be delivering the benefits you want, whether it's cardiovascular benefits in terms of healthy triglycerides and healthy cholesterol and things that it helps to contribute and support and keep in the normal range. Or, as we said before, we'll be talking about beauty, whether you want the perfect fatty acid to support your beauty regimen. That's what our omega-3s do. Excellent. And without fishy aftertaste. So no problems, all benefits.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for your calls, but it's time. It's just about a new day on the East Coast, which means it's time to launch our brand new Today Special. We wait all year for this. It happens once a year, just for the birthday. biggest, best value on Andrew's #1 top selling product. Get ready for healthy hair, skin, and nails as